Chapter 25. Buddhism. This began historically in northern India in the 5th or 6th century BCE, when a man called Siddhartha Gautama attained enlightenment, the ultimate truth by which people are freed from the cycle of rebirth. He became the Buddha, meaning enlightened one, who taught others the way to escape from rebirth and from suffering. The truth of the Buddha discipline or Buddhasasana, which involves meditation and spiritual exercise, and the teachings of the Buddha, or Buddha Dharma, have, according to the followers of Buddhism, always been in existence. The life of Gautama is not known in verifiable detail. However, Buddhists do not consider this important, as the Buddha saw himself as a physician, diagnosing illness and pointing to a cure, which people must take for themselves. He was brought up in a royal household, protected from the suffering in the world, because his father kept him confined within the palace, but on chariot drives from the palace he saw a sick man, an old man and a corpse. Disturbed by what he saw awaiting him, he sought escape and on a 4th drive saw an emaciated religious ascetic. Leaving his wife and child, he threw himself into Indian asceticism. During this period he attained all the goals that extreme discipline can attain, but it was not enough. He still had not escaped from the world of death and suffering. Sitting in despair in Bodh Gaya under the Bodhi tree, he passed through the 4 stages of dhyana jhana, or meditative trance, and finally attained enlightenment. Although initially he decided to remain where he was, seeing all things as they really are, the Hindu god Brahma persuaded him to teach others the truths that even the gods did not know. What the Buddha saw is summarized in the Four Noble Truths. These are that, first, all existence is dukkha, unsatisfactory and filled with suffering. Second, dukkha arises from tanha, a craving or clinging, which means a constant effort to find something permanent and stable in a transient world. Third, dukkha can cease totally, and this is nirvana. And fourth, this can be reached by following the Eightfold Path. These 8 steps don't need to be followed in order. Each is described as right or samma, right understanding, right directed thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Right understanding includes the vital understanding of conditioned arising or dependent origination, a central theme in Buddhist understanding. It is a 12-linked chain that explains how all things are connected, how error and attachment to error arise, and how, if the chain is unraveled, nirvana is attained. According to this belief, things that exist are dependent on each other and only nirvana is independent. Born in India, the Buddha accepted the general context of Indian ideas, but he radically altered many of them. He accepted that there is rebirth through many lives, samsara, with outcomes in new lives dependent on karma, the moral law of cause and effect. But his insight was that there is no soul, or Atman, being reborn, because there is no permanence in anything. There is only the sequence of one moment of appearance giving rise to the next, so that death simply represents a new form of appearance as human or animal in heaven or hell. Even the gods, of which there are many, are only temporary forms of appearance. The Buddha vigorously denied the worth of the Hindu sacrificial system, advising his followers to work out your own salvation with diligence. The goal is nirvana, which means the blowing out of the fires of longing and attachment. Gautama is held to be the 24th Buddha in the present stage of the world. When his teachings fall into decline, as inevitably they must in the present age of disorder, the future Buddha Maitreya will come.